mail. Yes, we do. We do get mail, and we encourage people who are watching, subscribers, anybody who's passing by, if you've got something you'd like to hear discussed or see discussed on the Dulcimer video podcast, by all means let us know. Because, you know, we want to find out what you want to see and not just sit around and do what we think you want to see, because we don't have a clue. Anyway, this is from YouTube user JFTA, and he says, I am very excited to see more. A few topics of interest to me: using a capo, different ways of holding the dulcimer, using a strap, not too common I know, how to play with other instruments, how to get varied sounds and volumes, choosing the best type of strings. Whew! I'll tell you what, I think we'll cover these in a whole bunch of mailbags because this is a lot of good material. But right now, I figured the one I would cover is using a strap. And although he writes it's not too common, a lot of dulcimer players nowadays are using what we call, fondly, a seat belt. That's this strap right here. That basically keeps the dulcimer from sliding around off of your lap. Which, if you don't play with a strap, it's not impossible to play the dulcimer without having it go whee! But it is nicer because sometimes you want to be able to angle it a little bit and play, and if you're playing it like that, chances are it's just going to go flying, and that's not good because, you know, they're expensive instruments. Even if mine looks like this, they are still very expensive instruments. So the seatbelt strap comes in handy because you take it, and what you're going to have to do if you don't already have strap buttons on your dulcimer is you're going to have to get those drilled in, and I know it sounds painful, but your dulcimer will be okay. You get them placed on the end of your instrument. Some people have the other one placed right here so that it doesn't go up on top of the scroll head. And basically, there are many different ways of wearing it, but the one I'm kind of fond of using is where it's not really against your back, but it's actually against the upper part of your butt, I guess is the proper way to put it. And that gives you mobility, upper mobility, to do that lean that you see dulcimer players doing sometimes to catch those notes up here on the top of the fretboard. And it allows you also to adjust and get the dulcimer where you feel it's comfortable. And then it stays there, and it doesn't go anywhere. And this is a beautiful thing when you're playing music, not to have to chase the dulcimer all over the place. Now some people, including myself, will get that strap nice and loose and get that dulcimer to where this is starting to head out like a pier over an ocean, and it's balancing on your knee down here. The strap will still hold it in place, but as you can see, it is it's hanging out. It's not going anywhere. This particular strap I got is neat. I got it from Gary Sager from Prussia Valley Dulcimers in Ohio. This is a breakaway strap so that you can have it attached to your dulcimer and then just kind of get out of it real quick. Quick release. It's real nice. Very comfortable, very simple, inexpensive. Another kind of strap is one that I use for playing standing up. And this leads into a discussion about how to hold your dulcimer and different ways to hold your dulcimer. As far as I can tell, I'm the only guy who plays dulcimer like this. This particular strap that I use is not very complicated or expensive, and I made it myself out of nylon webbing from a sporting goods store. Some people play like this, like Butch Ross, and they have a strap on the end, strap buttons, to keep it up high. And then there's people who play it in the Robert Force style, where you've got your frets out, and then you play over the top like this, and your dulcimer hangs down a bit lower. I think I'm the only guy in the world who actually plays with the frets up in this position, and it is very, very unusual and very, very difficult to do. But if you haven't gotten used to playing the over-the-top style, it's one way of getting yourself mobile. And I can tell you, as somebody who sat for 20 years and played, it is very freeing to be able to walk around someplace and strum dulcimer. The thing is, whereas guitars, and in this position, you've got a big portion of the dulcimer against your body keeping it steady. In this, you've only got a small portion of dulcimer against your body, and that's against the part of your body where, if you're singing, is going in and out and in and out and in and out. And you can see what kind of havoc that wreaks with the dulcimer. Which leads to somebody asked me why I play, when I strum, why do I have my fingers flayed out like this? Well, that came from years and years of playing in a rock band with a dulcimer and wanting to maintain some pressure down here to keep this instrument anchored, because this acts as a normal anchor by playing down here. So while strumming, if I could keep a finger or two against the fretboard, then I could be guaranteed that the dulcimer would move with me as I did all kinds of crazy rock and roll histrionics while playing this great American instrument. Very freeing, very fun, and the secret to it, nylon webbing, sporting goods store, one piece, cut it to the length that you would like to use, burn a hole with a hot nail, and you are in business. That's all it is. Playing with these nylon straps against your chest and so forth can be very painful. So I started adding little bits of handkerchiefs to them in an effort to save my aching back. And it would start off with just one like this. I see you down there playing with this scarf young lady. And so, you know, I would get that on there like this, and then move it around to my back, and about 3 or 4 of those would do pretty good. Well, after a while, people saw that I had all these different cloths hanging from my dulcimer, and they began adding some. And before I knew it, I had a strap that looked like this. It's even got the Key West flag on the end there. Flying the Conch Republic flag. It's upside down and backwards. Very nice. One other thing that I did is I got strap locks. I got special strap buttons, and then these strap locks that go on the end so that they don't fly off. Because that's the last thing you want to have happen, is to have your dulcimer suddenly disengage itself from the strap and go flying merrily towards the crowd or the ground, whichever comes first. So JFTA, thank you very much for your suggestions. I'll be going back to that well many times in our mailbag segment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Did I say thank you? Thank you. That's the Dulcimer Vera blah 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 blah. He says, I'm very excited to see more. A few blah. Craziness, I tell you.